Hello, Taffy. Oh, you still sleeping? You're still sleeping. Why did you get up? No one called your name. It wasn't dinner. The dinner bell didn't ring. Yeah. Hello. Welcome. This is G and Taffy, the September eclipse. It is a total lunar eclipse. And it's in Pisces. There you go. Get comfy, okay? Yeah, there's no candle. You're all safe. All right, here we go, guys. Here's your total lunar eclipse for September 7th, 2025. Lunar eclipse. Yes, that means it's a full moon eclipse. That's what a lunar eclipse is. 15 degrees of Pisces. And man, this is loaded. Both of the September eclipses are loaded. So let's get into this. First off, you got the moon, because that's what a full moon is, when the sun and the moon are at opposite ends. And wherever the moon is, that's your lunar eclipse, right? Full moon in Pisces, lunar eclipse. It is exactly conjunct the part of famous persons. 15 degrees is data, news, information, social media, what we're learning. It's the Mercury degree. Mind. And when we have Mercury in the news, social media, coworkers, friends, what we're hearing about, what's being talked about, authority figures, politicians, public figures. Part of fame, also called the part of one known among men and one who is honored among them, known by men and revered. So the lunar eclipse, because it's a full moon, it usually signifies the end of a cycle, okay? So whether it's the end of the show, the end of the performance, the end of an authority figure, the end of a public figure or public figures, and it is a North Node lunar eclipse. So this has to do with the future, where we're headed. And what's really, really fascinating to me is that the North Node is at the Virgo degree. So again, a Virgo degree, what rules Virgo? Mercury. So whether it's jobs and jobs report, Virgo, work, service, strong domestic vibration, with Pisces, prayer and music and creating, nature, or then you've got like the whole addiction and prison and just really negative stuff, hospitals, dying, death, like I'm departing. And then you've got, I'm working on unity and understanding and forgiveness and healing, right? So there's a wide range of how this energy can express, okay? But 15 degrees, Mercury degree, that's where the eclipse occurs. And the North Node is a Virgo degree. And the ruler of that is Mercury. So definitely about what we're learning about news and information, likely an authority figure. I don't want you to take your eyeballs off of Jupiter, but look what's right next to Jupiter. We've got Vertex sitting there. So what does that mean? It means that Jupiter and Vertex are going to have something to say about this eclipse. We got Jupiter and Vertex in Cancer energy, women, home, family, feelings, the past. This can be judgments. Jupiter can be good and benevolent, but it adds to things. So we think of Cancer energy now, and we think of the nurturing and the feminine energy, the sensitivities, the empathic abilities, but we also think of the past. Maybe manipulation is a little strong of a word, but Jupiter tends to be able to throw its weight around, especially since it's masculine energy and it's in this feminine energy and it's next to Vertex. So the Vertex is a point of fate. This is fated energy connected with Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting here at 19 degrees. This is relationships, significant one-on-one relationships. So these can be lawyers. These can be members of Congress for sure, right? Because we think the Libra energy, the compromise, the Lady Justice, We're going to go to a courtroom. We're going to have a hearing. There's going to be testimony like Jupiter, right? So it's fated energy and it's at 17. And the 17 degrees is the Leo degree. Children, fun, joy, creativity, fun with my body, entertainment. I want to have a good time. It's music, it's laughter, so, performing in some way, but having a good time. What do I need to have fun? Taking risks. Some do it with money, some do it with, I don't know, however you decide to take a risk. Some in Leo energy, taking a risk with my body because this Jupiter and Vertex are together. It's in Cancer. It reflects upon the past. Venus is at 15 degrees at the Mercury degree in Leo. Public figures, people who are influencers, because that's Jupiter for sure, influencers. Venus, love, desires, money, love, lust, however you want to look at it. But it's what we're learning because it's at the Mercury degree, what we're learning. Yeah. And then there's, of course, Mercury in Virgo, the opposition to this eclipse. You pay attention to both sides of an eclipse. They both matter. It's interesting because the sun is sitting at a Mercury degree, 15. More information, what we're hearing about, the details, big time. Remember, Venus and Mercury are siblings, so they are always exchanging and like cross-referencing information all the time, and it's Venus and Leo. And look, do you think it's a coincidence that the degree that Venus is at is where Mercury began its retrograde? From 4 to like 15/16 degrees? Do you see that? She's right here. She's on the news and information and what we're learning. Feminine energy, Venus in Leo. Mercury at 10 degrees, revealing details. Authority figures, 10 degrees. Again, more job stuff. The U.S. is kind of screwed. Anyway, I'm not going to get into anyway, I'm just going to try to stick to this. Virgo energy, the minutia, the tangible, the practical, taking care of people and things one-on-one, whether it's coming in to clean, coming in to provide alternate forms of healing, because this is about health. And we think of yoga, think of all the different healing modalities. There's a lot. Neptune's at 1 degree in Aries energy. Remember Aries, impulsive, childlike. Aries is not going to think, it's just going to act, lash out even, unless it's older and has matured. But if it hasn't matured, it's impatient, it's feisty, it's fiery, it's easily irritated, right? So 1 degrees is supposed to be a leader. Well, if Neptune is there, this is an institutional leader, a government leader, possibly, right? Yeah. So we think of all the changes that have happened within our government in the U.S. anyway. Lots of changes. Lots of people lost their jobs. Lots of people who were heads of departments have lost their jobs. But this is even bigger because look what's next to Neptune. Remember, Aries is a leader, right? But look what's next to Neptune. You have a midpoint. It is Uranus and Pluto midpoint. See that right there? For this eclipse and the following eclipse, Uranus and Pluto are in the closest trines that they will be. Change, disruptions, shocks and surprises that bring about a deep, permanent change. So in the appearance of a leader, possibly the appearance of the institutions, possibly. Now remember, this isn't just about the United States. This is astrology, so it covers everything. So wherever you live, okay? So there's something major changing here, okay? Because we have eclipse energy and there's a surprise and a shock and some deep changes, but we still have something that's kind of confusing because it's Neptune, along with being possibly this public figure. It's still about, there's a veil, there's, it's fuzzy, right? And the whole thing with Neptune and Aries is it is supposed to dissolve the Aries ego. That's what Neptune does, a retrograding Neptune at that. It literally melts away the Aries ego. I swear I've been waiting to see more of that. I don't think it's working. What's wrong? Well, Neptune was sitting next to Saturn, but you see here, now Saturn is nicely placed in Pisces. So this also speaks to, that billionaire degree, 29 degrees, and that person of authority and rules. And yeah, I think all of this really adds up to a very fascinating time where we will see what is ending, who is ending, or what else in the government is ending. But because it's a North Node event with the lunar eclipse of a release and a let go and an ending, the North Node talks about, well, this is your future. Who knows? Do we have a religious figure, a spiritual figure? Do we have a spiritual figure, religious figure that's in politics? Do we have that happening where somebody really steps up and lights the path and the public is behind it and gets on board? Because Cancer energy, remember, moon, and it can have a lot to do with the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs of the public sentiment and what the public is feeling. But money and values and desires are part of it because of the Venus at 15 in the Leo, where Mercury began her retrograde. The orb on this eclipse is going to be from 13. We got the part of fame, and we got we even have Nessa there. There's Nessa at 20. So yeah, it's like you could have something between 13 and 22 degrees of Pisces because of these transiting planets up in the sky at the moment. It can all get triggered with this eclipse between 13 and 22 degrees. Where is 15, or I should say, where is 13 to 22 degrees in your chart? Do you have something there?